McCormick's Creek, a land filled to the brim with beauty, history, and a lot of waterfalls, was the first state park in Indiana. Founded on July 4th, 1916, McCormick's Creek was named after the first settler in the area, John McCormick, and was founded after a journalist had said, "This place would make a nice park," and so the state formed its first state park, based on the National Park System. The park encompasses many different features, all which have evolved over the ages, but are still home to the many memories and experiences of its different visitors. The most remarkable sight in the park are the beautiful waterfalls in a valley surrounded by cliffs, all formed by glaciers long past. Here's an interesting fact. You can learn about the waterfalls in an information booth at the top of the river that I remembered as a child. While I was a child, I also remember wading down the rivers in the chilled waters on a hot summer day, exploring the river's extent and climbing up the waterfall to discover what lay above the elusive cascades. I would spend my summers going farther down the river, hiking along the creek bed surrounded by the most magnificent scenery. While there, the distinct smell of flowing river water was clear and ever-present. It even came home in our clothes, almost as an unexpected souvenir. Wolf Cave, while only a small example of the massive caverns that lay below the crust of our earth, is an excellent adventure that lay awaiting. I, as a child, were one of the many explorers of this cave, and I had my own adventures to tell. I remember following the river that formed the cave and exploring the branching tunnels that the cave held. I even remember getting stuck in one of these tunnels as a child. While there, I had felt the experience of the underworld, the musty and earthy scent, the sudden chill, and the omnipresent darkness. It all made me feel as if I was in a whole new realm. The mud on my knees and the dirt on my hands displayed the muckiness of the cave, acting as the proof of my adventure. The rugged treks, the steep hills, and the long halls. These trails are an adventure unto their own. The trails give a whole new sense of place, even to a young child such as me. I remember the unique sights I saw while hiking and biking through these woods. I remember the wind blowing through the trees. I remember the sound of the wildlife scurrying through the woods. And I remember all the beautiful flowers and plants I've seen. On these trails, I could spend all day exploring new parts of the forest I've never seen before. Far removed from any city, these trails are untouched from any human interaction, apart from the average hiker you see. The trails were even my course, my training ground, for all the different athletic sports I did, from cross-country to biking. These were a place where I could improve my skill. Along with these features of the park, there are many other activities that I had personally fond memories of. As a child, I remember learning about the environment of Indiana and the park in the Nature Center. Also, I used it as an excuse to get out of the burning heat of some of the hottest days of summer. I also enjoyed swimming in the chilled pool during the hot summer days after a long hike or a picnic in the woods. I remember staying in the inn and eating a delectable meal in the restaurant while sitting by the fire in the chilly winter time. I remember gaining a whole new experience with horseback riding. It was my first time as a child. I remember camping in the campground and hearing the sound of wind and the movement of critters in the forest. I remember listening to jazz on a windy, chilly fall day at the jazz festival. As a child, I grew up at McCormick's Creek and had a lot of fun memories take place there. McCormick's Creek was not just a piece of protected land, it was a combined history and experiences, with mine just being one of them, of all culminating into what truly makes the park a part of Bloomington and Monroe County history.